Sure. So this is the only time when we'll do a little bit of branding about CASA. We are a AI-based CDP CRM platform. So almost a bunch of what people are talking about in the earlier session on consumer experience, on cohorting, on marketing, marketing to one as well as marketing using cohorts. All of that is things that we have implemented consistently across multiple retailers. And thanks to PRC for having us over here. This is our, I think, third year running. Second year, we had a case study last year as well. This time, thanks for giving us the opportunity to do one more. So Disha and Saima, if you guys can introduce yourselves.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. I basically represent a brand called Unilet Appliances Private Limited. It's an electronics retail store headquartered in Bangalore. We have 52 stores spread across Karnataka.
Hi everyone, I'm Disha and I handle marketing and communications at Mufti. Mufti is an Indian retail menswear brand which has redefined casual menswear for over 27 years. We have around 435 exclusive brand outlets present in 1,300 shop-in-shops and 94 departmental stores. We have our digital presence in all e-commerce partners as well as our own brand website. Mufti has been in this retail industry in the casual wear for over 27 years, bringing contemporary global styles to modern Indian men.
If you guys can also give a brief description about your role, what you guys do, that will be great.
So I'm the director of the company, so I overlook basically the entire operations. Currently, however, I'm looking at the marketing and the optimizing of processes.
I head marketing for Mufti and communication and content, any kind of creative requirement which comes from the brand.
Sure. Since both of you have used CASA for at least more than a year, I think Mufti for...
So just to, sorry to interrupt in between, but we have our jury members for the case study right here who would be witnessing your case study speech here. So we have Mr. Yogesh Samat, ED, Grower and Wheel India. We have with us Mr. Vivek Mathur, co-founder Go Solo, and Mr. Ankur Singh, partner at Kierner, who have joined us right here. So yes, they'll be the jury members for this case study. Let's put our hands together for them, everyone. Please, over to you.
Thank you. So, since we have implemented CASA for more than a year at Unilet and more than 2 years at Mufti, so what is the kind of benefit that you're actually seeing? Oops, sorry.
So we are, in fact, very proud of our processes at Unilet because we started SAP in 2017 where not a lot of retailers from our segment had started that. And then we also have like a centralized warehouse where a lot of all the products across 52 stores would go only from there, which would thereby reduce our audits. But the only place where we honestly lacked was customers, which is our bread and butter. And we were like, where are these customers? How many customers have entered versus how many customers have gone? What have they purchased? Why did they not purchase? All of those factors led us to CASA Satya. And with a little bit of, danda maroing and a little bit of focus on in terms of have you taken all the leads and what happened to that lead is the result which is mentioned in the screen above where we've got close to 55% increase in the leads captured as well as an 84% in the sales as per compared to how we used to be about 15% with the conversion rate.
So we actually used CASA it has helped us bring our online and offline platforms understanding of our customer base in one platform. So in terms of it helped us understand what kind of customers we have offline and how they behave differently when we have customers who come on our own website. This helps us in terms of getting an understanding of a customer through one base. So taking CASA on board, we saw a lot of things we could do with the platform, like creating different cohorts and segments, upselling and cross-selling to the different jeans buyers, shirts buyers, and things like that, which eventually helped bring our repeat rate to 15% higher than we saw previously. Also helped us increasing our existing customers and new customer base, and ATV increase of approximately 18 to 20%.
Sure, thank you. So how was the onboarding process? So though we started a few years back and for Saima about a year back, how was the onboarding process? How long did it take? What was your experience going through that process?
So honestly, we started, like he said, a year back. We were using a different application of a similar competition, but we were not very happy with them due to XYZ factors, which I will be explaining. But in terms of the ease of onboarding, we were up and running in about a week's time because we are currently using only the lead management system, which is a web-based application. So it was honestly ready for us in like a week's time, and then another 2-3 days in terms of the training, if I'm being honest.
So Disha?
Yes. To be very honest, initially it did take a bit of time for us to integrate. Naturally, we had a POS system, which has been in the organization. And also when it comes to our own website, we had another tech company which was handling our backend of the website. So when there are two companies, when it comes to tech, integration did take a bit of time. But eventually, once we had the ball rolling, we made sure the data accuracy is there and the data is now clean and authentic for us to be able to use. It was a matter of 2 months post which it was quite smooth sailing. And CASA team helped us a lot in terms of they were always hands-on answering calls, helping throughout our glitches if we found any when it came to tech.
Sure, thank you. Moving on to ease of use. So how easy is CASA to use? Are there any special requirements for using the system as such?
We have basically PUC passed employees as well at our store who sell the product. So for them, extreme technology does not make sense because we used to have a manual way of working in terms of collecting the data. But now going to an application-based, obviously it's going to be very difficult and challenging for people who have not used this before. That's where when we had a look at the CASA application thoroughly, when we tried using it, we gave it as a demo to a couple of stores at our end. And with their feedback as well is why we implemented CASA primarily, so that it is easier for us to understand where these customers are going, what is happening to them. And it is just a plug and play, to be very honest, in terms of just feeding the customers data. You're going to get your entire data. Put them in buckets like hot, cold, warm, which is very, very simple in terms of layman English. So it was very easy for us to use it at least.
So similarly for us as well, in terms of initially a lot of people were used to seeing a lot of Excel work and seeing data and understanding data via Excel crunching. So it took a bit of time for us to transition, and CASA was very helpful in terms of from the day one. They handheld us through so that we could get used to their dashboards, understand how to utilize their dashboards effectively. It's an ongoing process because naturally, like a lot of retail is very dynamic, so there will be a lot of new features, a new requirement, new reporting which is required. And we always, touched base with CASA, and they were very kind enough to help us implement that, or if not, at least give us understanding in terms of the timeline it would take for implementation. especially if it, with CASA, one of the key factors which we really did appreciate was if we brought ahead a concern or anything we required as a new feature on their platform, the instant reaction was never no, it was always let's figure it out, let's see how it is useful. They would go back, see how other customers of theirs would benefit with a feature like this, and then wholeheartedly take on the implementation and help Mufti finally get the kind of reporting tools required for us, customized for us.
Thank you, Disha. So what were you able to do before that you're not able to do now? What were you able to do now that you're not able to do before? Sorry. That didn't come out right.
As I had already informed as well that we used to do manual work before a lot. And now that we have CASA with us, we've also done a lot of optimization and a lot of changes in the application with the help of Satya himself, where we've done category-based in terms of refrigerators, washing machines, televisions, mobiles, how many have come in, how many have gone out, what is the reason of them going out, and that is again further bucketed into hot, warm, closed, lost, closed, sold. That further helped us deep dive more into what is the reason why the customers are going out of the store. Is it because there's no stock? Is it because of the pricing? Or is it because my team is not capable of converting those particular customers? That has further helped us to speak to the brands in terms of understanding that, your member is not capable of handling customers. It's your member's fault that why I am losing customer count here. So please work on the training processes. And if it's from our end, then we would try to fix our training schedules. So CASA has helped us in terms of increasing our business and getting more data points to speak to brands, at least.
So for Mufti, one of the key factors I feel which we couldn't do before, now it has been becoming seamless for us, and which has always been very critical for us, has been touching the customer at least once. So for us, the intent was not to bombard our customers with multiple messages and communication from various different channels. And CASA currently has helped us build that journey where we touch base to the customer via different mediums, be it SMS, WhatsApp, emailers. However, it shows us how often we are touching base, so we know that at the end of it, we are not spamming the customer with unnecessary information, but making sure we touch base with them with the right medium where they are responsive, where at the right time when they would respond to such queries from our end. At the same time, it helps us understand our customer better.
Sure. And what feature sets of CASA are you currently using? How's the support? Both of those.
So we're currently, like I've already mentioned, we're using the lead management system. And initially with them, they did not have the categorization. It was just the overall view of the leads that you would get. But we wanted a deeper segment in terms of understanding which brand, which employee has not performed, or in terms of how many customers has that particular brand, for instance, to Sony, has taken leads, and how many leads has that brand converted. So when we go to the brand, it's better for us to understand or explain to them because of the data. It's that employee itself who is adding that data, so there's no filtration or there's no manual errors on those aspects, because he is accountable for those leads and he is also accountable for the growth of the business. These type of deep delving questions in terms of data sets and data points was better for us for our business.
So CASA has helped us in terms of, like I mentioned, understanding our customer better, but also in terms of has been an integral part in our, so we have a lot of sessions with CASA team, a one-day session where we do a lot of brainstorming in terms of how to optimize not only their platform, but how to utilize their platform better. We do have a lot of points when it comes to what all data we need to collect when it is offline in terms of email, phone numbers, like, those are your generic, but also how to get customer feedback post-purchase. How do we understand in terms of their digital receipts once they are they responsive to see what the customer feedback has been. Similarly, they also help us in the online space to understand at what point do a customer drops off, for example, on the website, and how do we use abandoned cart be as a small feature to remarket and try to win back the customers coming on our website.
Sure, thank you. So I think our time is up, but if you can just wrap up with what is the support that we typically provide? What's your experience from a support standpoint? That'll be great.
So one of his team members, I don't know if I can name her or not,
Yes.
but she's quite literally on my speed dial. I'm calling her every other day, eating her head up. I think yesterday or day before she was on leave, poor girl texted me even yesterday because I was like, I need this done because otherwise my business is going to get affected because of that. On Sundays, she's sometimes just calling and be like, ma'am, please tell me what happened. What is the issue? And we sort it off. In terms of the support, it's fantastic. Within 24 hours, they'll get back to you, even if it's a holiday. If it's a holiday, in fact, they get back to me in 2 hours. Yeah.
Sure, thank you. So, Disha?
So for us, to be honest, the CASA team has been, we do not consider them we consider them as an extension of our team as well. They have worked in terms of partnership with us very nicely. And it has always been just a call, WhatsApp, or an email away. There are no protocols in terms of, and they have been very transparent in terms of how much time it would take for any deployment to go. And we've seen that they have managed to keep those timelines always. And if in case we required any further assistance post deployment, they have always been more than happy to help us even then. So it's been a great partner and working environment with them.
Sure, thanks. Thanks, Saima and Disha, for the kind words. So any questions from the audience? Happy to take it.
Yes. Firstly, thank you so very much for joining us here. Yes, do we have any questions? And also our jury members have 2 minutes for questions to them. So yes, our team member is just passing a mic. If you'll have any questions, I would urge you to please raise the same.
I'm audible? Yeah. And anyone can answer this particular question. I'm interested to understand, both of you talked about that the solution helped you reduce manual work, right? And secondly, it helps you improve analytics. And then in the case studies, there were specific matrices given. And in both cases, there was a certain sales increase that was talked about. Just want to understand a bit how did that happen? Did the solution help you understand your customer better? Did that help in cross-selling more? Did that help in getting new customers more? Or did that help in getting your retention numbers up? Just want to understand that, and anybody can answer that.
Do I answer that?
All good.
So the thing with us at least is we have a lot of sales promoters that are not in our payroll, but in the brand's payroll. So they deploy them at the store, and we don't have any access to them in terms of questioning them in detail in terms of, why are you not performing? Are you capable, incapable? Because that's not in our control. However, and they're the main drivers for the sales, correct? However, we can speak to the brands about their performance. Earlier, we did not have any tool, like I mentioned. It was very manual oriented. We can't take all the 52 stores data in terms of how many have billed, how many have not billed, and they would not even mention whether it was billed or lost. So we didn't have that data, number one. Number two, we can't take 52 stores data, compile it with us at head office, which would be extremely extensive and time consuming. That's when we got CASA, where we could create multiple reports in terms of understanding how many walk-ins have come into the store to begin with. Now you've got 10 walk-ins. What was your conversion, employee-wise? So it could be more deep-driven. It could be more focused to the ground level as well, and to the brand level where you have data point. You can't question me back in terms of saying that my store does not have walk-ins. It's your team member that is not capable of converting that XYZ product to that XYZ customer. I hope that's given you enough clarity.
Actually, just to set the context, from an electronic standpoint, lead management is extremely critical. So our solution has multiple different modules. Depending on the retailer and the type of business of that retailer, even let's say apparel, there are different formats even within apparel. So depending on that, different parts of the solution get deployed essentially. So lead management was what we had deployed for Unilet, whereas for Mufti, being an apparel retailer, had loyalty, coupons, the personalization engine, cohorting engine, and so on as well. So to your question, I think Disha would be a better person to answer because it will be coming from a retailer. But the system does suggest cohorts. It suggests things like, let's say your store sales is not doing good. You can actually say, why is it not doing good? Which customer segments are actually not coming? And this is coming from the engine. You're not actually looking at a set of spreadsheets to figure out why it's not happening. So if a product line is not performing, again, which customers are coming who used to buy the product line who are no longer coming back? For that particular product line, which other product line goes well with it? So all of those are actually there from the engine standpoint. You don't need to do more additional work as such. One of our recent modules, not yet, we are in the process of implementing for Mufti, is a store sales prediction. So we actually say, are you going to be able to meet your targets for this month or not? Let's say you're on the 5th of the month and the system actually predicts out with roughly about 90% accuracy. And if you're not, the system will suggest, here are the cohorts that you need to hit to be able to actually get the sales up. And with that, will you be able to meet the targets or not? So slightly pushing the boundary in terms of how we actually operate and helping retailers basically. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Satya, for joining us here, and of course, Disha and Saima for sharing your experiences with CASA Retail AI. A round of applause for them one more time.